みんな、こんにちは。元気ですか？私は FarixGuardian です。Wait, before I click away, I'm English. This video is in English. I'm sorry. Um, you're probably wondering why in the world I had to say that. Apparently, because this happened. For those of you who don't read all that quickly, it says that, somebody went to click on one of my videos, they heard me speaking Japanese, and they thought the entire video was going to be in Japanese. So they were about to click off until I started speaking English, and then they decided to stay to watch. This has me feeling all sorts of emotions like happiness and confusion, and what should I do from here on? So my happiness comes from a question: is my Japanese accent actually that convincing? I don't really think so. And confusion as to why they would think that when I speak perfect English in that server, which is a Discord bot support server, by the way. Of course, while we're on the topic of Discord, I do have my own Discord server. I didn't exactly advertise it all that much because I'm not exactly procrastinating about it, but the server that I have right now is kind of meh. There's really no activity going on, and it's only really there for people to play with the bots, which I'm the only one that actually does so. There's one other person that sometimes uses the bots, and then the rest of them are just like there doing nothing. Honestly, if I could just kick the people who aren't speaking, I'd probably just be left with the one guy who plays the bots sometimes, and my moderator, and me, and that would be it. I will leave a link to my Discord server down in the description. It's not going to stay there forever. It's only going to be up there for about a week, and then I will take it down because I'm lazy. Although the amount of effort that's required to actually take it, to go back into the to the settings and take it off is not exactly the definition of lazy, is it? Anyway. Yeah, like I said, there's really nothing going on. If you join and expect a lot of people to be greeting you, you'd be mistaken. I kind of set it up so that there could be other people, other YouTubers there, and they could have like their own separate section of the server where they have their own roles for people who are subscribed to them and whatever they want to call them. Like, for instance, the people who have subscribed to me, I call them guardians, and for like the people who are subscribed to like Bijou Mike, he calls them scrubs and stuff like that. So stuff like that. Once they have their role, they gain access to a YouTuber only channel where they can talk with the YouTuber and stuff. But right now, the only other YouTuber that I have that actually posts stuff is just about 10 to 12 subscribers more than me, so it's pretty small. Okay, now to the topic of the Japanese thing. I do not know enough Japanese to procure an entire video that's made up of coherent Japanese. I know some Japanese words, but I can't put them together in a sentence like I can with my intro. I was born in an English-speaking country, and I can only speak English. But for my intro, I did a little bit of research to make sure that I wasn't talking nonsense. And that's just in case any Japanese people happen to click on my video and they realize I'm talking absolute nonsense. While we're on the topic of Japanese, I wanted to explain what I say in Japanese because I realize that not everybody speaks in Japanese. I mean, what am I saying? Of course, not everybody speaks in Japanese. I meant to say that not everybody that watches my videos understands what I'm saying in Japanese. So I'm going to be describing to you all what I say because I haven't exactly covered this before. Okay, so y'all, we're about to get technical here, boys. So we're gonna start with the very first thing that I say, which is Mina konnichiwa. Translated, that means hello, everybody. Mina is a Japanese word for everybody or everyone, or it's addressing everybody in a specific area or room or something along the lines of that. And konnichiwa is how you say hello or hi in Japanese. Now, there comes a clause when speaking in Japanese. You have to say everything backwards. So if I were to say it like I was speaking in English, I would say konnichiwa mina, but if a Japanese person were to hear me say that, they would think that I'm saying everybody hello in their language. So, with that in mind, everything else is pretty much thrown out the window because the other phrases that I use don't follow this rule. So, I hope you're all learning something here. Next up is genki desu ka? This is a question and is basically asking, how are you doing? Now, as far as I know, the word genki it can't really be translated hard into English because the word genki is pretty much used for like a state of well-being, not like it's physical well-being, but not mental well-being. I'm not entirely sure if they have a different word for mental well-being, but basically I'm asking you if you're doing fine, and after that I pause to let you guys answer. And I'm pretty much, none of you knew that I do that, but the only two answers you could give to that question would be hi genki or no genki, and you can probably guess what those mean. One means no, I'm not okay, and the other one means yes, I'm fine. Hi, H-A-I, in Japanese, it means yes or correct, and depending on the context, it could also mean yeah, right, or yes, sir, or yes, ma'am. So, I did not address the desuka part. It's basically just a phrase that's used at the end of a sentence. Not a sentence, a question. To denote that it is actually a question. I'm not entirely sure where the question mark goes. But then again, this is Japanese and not English. Okay, so then the last thing that I say, you can probably guess. 私は FarixGuardian です。Translated straight into English, I am saying my name is FarixGuardian. Now here's where things get a little tricky. Because there are... let me just rewind that a little there. If you were speaking in English, you would say I to refer to yourself, but it's not so in Japanese. There is a female pronoun, and then there are male pronouns. I'm not entirely sure if there are more than one female pronoun that they use, but anyway, if you're a female and you're referring to yourself, you say watashi, and if you're a male, you say ore or boku. And if you use the wrong pronoun when you're not the right gender for it, they actually get mad at you for that. Sorry about that. So of course, me being female, I use watashi. And now the word wa after that, as far as I know, I didn't go look this up before talking about this, but it's not really much of the word is as it is basically just a connector between the word before it and the word after it. So it's basically um, exuding a sense of ownership of the word after it, which in my case, the next word in that sentence is FarixGuardian. Now, you may have noticed that when I say my name, the channel name in Japanese, it sounds different to if I were to say it in English, because the Japanese people do not have any hard R sounds. So saying it in English, it would be FarixGuardian, but for them, they translate the R to an L sound. So if I were to say it in Japanese, as you've been hearing it tons of times before now, it's FarixGuardian. I can't exactly see the Guardian part all that well, so I just leave it as is. And the desu part at the end of that phrase, watashi wa FarixGuardian desu, I can't remember what it means. But I'm pretty sure it's grammatically correct, and I can't remember why. Okay, so I'm going to cut this video off here. This will be my video for January 2020. Thank you all for being with me through the years. Some of you, yeah, I don't want to make this video any longer than it needs to be. So I hope you all learned something today, and stop by my Discord server if you want. You don't have to. There's really nothing going on. Please don't. Sayonara!